Welcome back, everybody, to episode 19 of the Exit Row. I'm your host, Adama Anderson, here with Justin Moore.
That's correct.
And Paige Larson.
Hey, guys.
And, yeah, just want to...
We're back again. We're back. Welcome.
We're here.
Welcome to the Exit Row. There we go. That's it. Y'all thought I was going to say something
Welcome
else.
to episode 19. The next episode is 20.
That's crazy.
I know.
Who would have thought we were going to get this far? Not me.
Not me.
Well, we also said that in, 10 episodes
10
ago,
episodes.
That's what I mean. Who knows?
Yeah.
When we're sitting here at episode 77.
Exactly. Or
And
let's
we
take it even further.
Fired Paige for the 17th time at that point.
Hey, you know
I haven't
what?
gotten fired in a while. I've been good, so.
Hey, you did do well this week when we talked about airplane. You did
Yeah.
recognize it.
Yeah.
Good job, Paige. Good job. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yay.
Thank you.
Paige knowing current events. Or not in that case, but you know what I mean. But
Yeah, because that's the one I got fired for previously.
Yeah.
So we didn't travel lately, at least from the last recording. But Adama, you've been around.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did.
Do you want to talk
around
about
town.
it? Want to talk about it or no?
Let's go ahead and talk about it.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So, I left last week on Friday. I went out to Maryland for Easter to go visit my friends. Shout out to Chris and Cindy. And then they also brought out Robert and Julie on Sunday for Easter. I did not know that they were going to come, so that was a great surprise.
So was that family or friends?
These are my friends from back in Florida.
Gotcha.
We've all been everywhere, like Oktoberfest, traveled the world. So,
Shout out to you
cruise
guys.
ships.
Don't know you, but shout out.
Right.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
So when I left Epley here in Omaha, I did see Pablo, so I wanted to give a shout out to Pablo.
Shout out Pablo.
And I guess there were a bunch of spotters that were out there spotting for the day. So shout out to Tanner, who said he was going to take a photo of me since I was on the left side of the aircraft. And so shout out to Tanner. I haven't seen the photo, but I did do a thumbs up out the window so everybody could. Because even Pablo took a
I've
picture
done
of
that
me,
too,
he said.
yeah.
Did he follow up on that? Did he take a photo?
Yeah, I was going to
I
say.
assume. I haven't seen it yet.
Gotcha.
So,
Show the proof, Tanner.
yeah.
Right?
I gotta know. So I left. I took the CRJ 900 I flew Delta, first
You went
class.
crawling back to Delta. Shocking.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, right. Hey,
Knew it was a matter of time.
I had to.
Exactly.
Right? Upgraded automatically to first class, so that was pretty nice.
Keep it moving.
Love it. So I was on the left side of the aircraft, which, if you know the CRJs, it's always great to be in that. When it's that 1-2 configuration,
Yep.
Yes.
you always want to be at that left side
Yep.
of that one seat by yourself. So
That's what I've said in past podcasts. That's why those Embraers and those CRJs, like, I don't bag on them because if you're going first class, that 1-2 is where it's at.
oh yeah, I love it.
Exactly.
Except, the one problems with the CRJ 900 there is, and I think all the CRJs, is the mismatched windows with the seats. So
Definitely on the Embraers as well.
I literally was like I was really trying to look out the window, trying to do my thumbs up. So, I know that if you saw the video of this, that was kind of funny. You wouldn't know the audio
Yeah.
when I was like, it was a very smooth ride. Usually the CRJs, I think they're relatively smooth rides, as they tend to be. So I did on that aircraft, because I had listened to Non-Rev Lounge, and they had on I think about 2 episodes ago, they were talking about how they have run into individuals who come on planes and they change their baby's diaper on the
Oh,
aircraft.
yeah. Like on the seat, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that
On
episode.
the seat in the aisle, like, I've heard numerous, not just from non-rev, but other people.
Yeah.
People that take some weird liberties.
So
Right.
actually, I didn't even bring it up in the previous podcast, but when I went to LAX, the couple in front of me were changing their child's diaper right in front of me. I was like, ugh. And then you smell that baby and what they fed that baby. And it just was,
Ugh.
it's just so
It
unsanitary.
is weird. It is odd.
It is really
Regardless
weird.
of the sanitary aspect of it, it's odd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't have a child, so I don't get it. So, but
Me either.
all aircraft have a lavatory where there is a baby changing diaper, whatever thing you call that, tray table.
Is
Yeah.
there in every I guess I can't say that for sure if there is one in every lavatory. I mean, those lavatories are small, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I assume.
I
assume
haven't
it has to
looked,
be.
I guess, very closely, but
I'm not saying I would do it, but like at the same time, I look at the parents doing that maybe because it is so cramped in there, and like I'm not saying I would do it I'm just saying, like, there's got to be a reason some of those people are doing it. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
I think it's cramped in there when I'm in there by myself. I can't imagine trying to change a baby in those lavatories.
Right.
So contradicting what we just did, but
but still,
but yeah.
everybody that's there is just disrespectful. And
it's one thing if you're just like, yeah, never mind, keep it moving. Yeah.
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 So Delta actually had on their sick bag, it showed like
The barf bags.
the barf bag, the sick bag, that there are changing tables for babies in the lavatory. So it's like it's there to tell you like do not change your child's diaper out here with everybody. So I sent that to Non-Rev Lounge because I had just recently listened to their podcast, and they're like, "Yep, Delta does everything right. Like
Yeah.
they do things better," is what I think Tyler had said. So and they reposted and reshared it because it's true. Every time I was on Delta this trip, all the sick bags had it. So I just want to point that out. Like,
Well, they might care about babies, but apparently the people in the front did not read the barf bag because they still changed babies on
Right.
the floor. So,
it's disgusting. Well, that was with American out to LA, so
gotcha.
not Delta. Yeah, so again, it was a smooth ride out to Detroit. I always loved the Detroit airport. However, if you land on the one side and you have to go all the way to the other side, it can be a walk. I don't know if you've been through the tunnel. There's that big tunnel that is lit up on the sides.
Very cool tunnel, actually.
However, when parts of it are under construction like it is right now, you really have to walk because that walkway on the side, the moving walkway is it's under construction. So some people you could see were really running to try to get their flights because sometimes at Detroit you end up with that very short connection and you're on the other side of the airport. So you got to go under the taxiway to get over there. Detroit, really great. I always love that airport. I find it very clean. So I usually, it's just very clean to me. I love that Sky train that's inside the terminal.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. It's weird if you're not expecting it the first time. Like if you're in Detroit for the first time and seeing a train inside, it's very odd.
Right.
But it's cool. It's like those monorails at Disney World. If you know, you know.
Oh, yes. I was on one of those. And I've never been to Detroit. And one of the reasons why I kind of want to go there is because of that train.
Just to go see the train.
inside. Yeah, exactly.
Just to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just elevated. It's above you. So
It's unique.
I've seen videos of it, but I'm like, I kind of want to see it in real life. So,
well, and if you are a Sky Miles member or a Delta, if you're, I cannot talk right now. It's Friday, guys.
Frequent flyer. Let's just
Friday.
call it.
There you go. You're a
Yeah.
frequent flyer with Delta. They have a augmented board. I think it's in the A terminal, and it tells you like, hey, your flight is that way, 15 minutes, or walk that way, and it tells you like, thank you for being platinum status or whatever. So it's really cool, augmented. I don't know how it works because it's 5-10 people are like scanning, and then it does it for 5-10 people. I don't know how it is.
I remember
how it
you
does
sending me the picture, and I'm like, how does that even work when there's so many people passing through? And it's just like that big thing, like.
How many people are walking by and don't even realize their names right above them? I
Exactly.
think that's the part to look at.
A little creepy. So, yeah, Detroit. Again, that nice long walks, SkyTrain. Now, so from there, I took the Spirit of Seattle 737-900 ER. And I couldn't get a picture of it, so I had to actually go into the bar that was right next to the gate to go through the window to take a picture of the
my
aircraft.
gosh.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to get a picture of this one. It's a special, so I wanted to
Yeah.
get on it.
At least we're able to. There's gates at. We all know we've had a gate at an airport somewhere where you literally cannot get a picture of the plane.
Right.
Literally cannot.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I mean, I always take a picture of the plane every time, so I don't know about you.
There's places where unless you're like boarding, but there's times where you literally cannot unless you're boarding and get that jet bridge kind of shot.
Yeah.
That's
But
most of my flights where I can't see the plane outside of the window. So,
Sounds like Southwest.
okay. Well, I fly more than Southwest, sir. So,
So yes, that aircraft, it didn't have anything special on the inside. However, I will say that for, I think it was a 15-year-old aircraft compared to the 15-year-old United that I had 2 weeks before that, so much better on the inside. Very much like well cleaned, taken care of, updated, upgraded. Just
Been retrofitted. Yeah.
it definitely was so much better than that United piece of garbage that I flew.
And you'll continue to nail that point home. We know
I
you.
know,
Anything to shoot down United for you.
right?
It is what it is. So yeah, there was no placard on there, which that stunk. But because I only say that because some of the aircraft we go on, we see like, hey, the reason why it's called.
Do we know what it's referring to? Like, why is it Spirit of Seattle? What does that mean?
Good question. I don't know that answer.
Don't know.
Maybe that's why there's not a placard. Because I don't know.
I assume it's something dealing with whoever they bought in the past.
Because I know they've got maybe not them, but they've got a couple, because it's just a sticker on the front, kind of, right? It's
Right.
not a special livery, it's
Yep.
just a sticker, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what it's about.
Well, when I flew the Spirit of Hope, they didn't have a placard either on the inside. They just had the overhead bins painted, but
There you go. So.
which was cool.
But anyways, it was in Detroit how I took off out of Detroit. And for those who know us, we are here in Omaha, and Creighton was actually playing in Detroit. So I left Detroit. Unfortunately, I didn't watch the game. We know how it ended up, but it was really nice to be able to watch the game at least on the aircraft. So I would always give that a plus whenever I can listen or watch live games. So, but yeah. That was great for the first half of of my time out there. Then when I came back, I flew and I went to Baltimore. So I actually flew over the bridge that had been.
Oh yeah, I got struck
The
by
Francis
the
Scott
boat.
Key Bridge?
Yeah.
Yep, the Francis Scott Key Bridge that is no longer there. It was flying over it at night. You could definitely see that that's where the bridge was. I mean, I kind of knew too because I was looking at my GPS. And I kind of knew the area anyways, so I was like, oh, I think that's where it's at. And then when we got closer, I could see all the lights that were around that area. So I knew that's where it was. I actually took video of it. I could show you guys later. But yeah, I arrived in the Baltimore airport. Very easy to get to. It kind of is like the old Kansas City hub where everything was like the 20 gates and the little terminals by themselves. So it's kind of quick and easy to get through that airport. There's no issues.
What is it, like BWI, right? Thorogood? What is it, Thorogood? What is the name of that airport?
Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah, Thurgood Marshall. It's something weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Google says that it still is the hub for air trans.
Oh, that's right.
That was awesome. And like Pet Air, whatever that one.
That's right, Pet Air, yeah. So, yeah, for those who don't know, go ahead and look it up on Google. You can see that. Just type in BWI Airport, and it tells you who it's still a hub of. So, on the way back, I flew out on Easter. I flew back out of the Baltimore airport. They have an art gallery between Terminal 4 and 5, so I checked that out real quick. I'm always a fan of airports that have like art galleries or museums, like the Paris airport. And Amsterdam, the whole thing is just art. The airport actually had a very informative wall on the aviation history of Maryland.
Ooh, an informative wall. Cool, man.
Ooh.
Say what you want. I found it interesting. There's a lot of interesting history of each state. So I love history and I loved it. Anyways,
Love a good informative wall.
I just wanted to let you know. All right.
Shout out to the wall.
So they actually have an observation deck there in between Terminal 4 and 5. However, it was closed. So I really wanted to go out there and go look at the aircraft. But
We talking about, where are you at? Baltimore or?
Baltimore.
Gotcha.
I saw the famous military rotator out there. So those who don't know, that is I think this was Omni Air. And I've flown the military rotator back from overseas. It usually will stop in Baltimore. So there's a lot of military that come through the Baltimore airport. So just happened to see it and just wanted to throw it out there like, hey, thanks to the military and all that. That's where they fly through.
Wait, so what is that specifically? What is that?
So the military rotator is an aircraft. Usually it's chartered.
Like, is it a specific aircraft, or is it just like, that's the name of the aircraft?
So it's called the military charter, basically, where you get on an aircraft from somewhere in Europe and you just take it back to America. And usually it's straight to BWI. And then from there, the military members will come off, and then they'll go back to their home station.
Gotcha.
So it's just one place to bring everybody from the military back, and they usually stop there. I mean, they'll stop at other locations, but it's famously known that that's where the rotators go.
Gotcha. Anything of note? And shout out to the Orioles. You watched a little baseball. You went,
Oh yeah, that's right. I did go see some
yeah.
baseball. Great game. Great park.
Orioles are going to be legit this year. You saw a possible World Series contender right there.
There we go. I did see them last year.
It's a good park too. That's one of the few parks I've not been to, but that's a good one. That's a good one. If you don't know baseball, that's a classic park right there.
It really was nice.
Camden Yards.
And yeah, so I noticed that the airport had those Maryland flag colors outside of it, so I thought that was kind of neat. Like actually on the airport. I did do clear. I have clear. So when I did come through, I got extra screening, which was nice. I don't know what I did, but they're like, "You've been flagged for an extra screening."
You said that was nice?
No, it's not.
Okay, gotcha. I was like, just thought. Yep, got it.
So I'm like, oh, it's my first name, Adama. Okay, I get
Adama
it. Yeah.
loves a little extra.
That's why
level 2
you
screening.
So
This guy sounds sus.
right.
Intentionally don't take the belt off because I want to be screened.
So, but anyways, like getting through Baltimore on Easter Sunday, when I would think everybody would be flying back, was really relatively easy. No issues. Thought it was really quick as well. Yeah, I wrote something about there were large windows in the non-Southwest hub. I don't know why I wrote that, but I just noticed there were very large windows. So take that for what that is.
Big windows. Got it. Cool.
So,
Large boys.
I did text you too about this. There was a guy who stated, "I'm on that flight. Is this the gate I'm supposed to be at?" And I was very confused by this whole situation.
I mean, it seems like you already know the answer to that
So
question.
you're standing like around the gate, and there happens to be a guy,
Yes.
and he's like looking at the board.
Yes.
And he's like, "That's the flight I'm on.
Yes.
Is this my gate?"
Yes.
And you told him no, right?
I didn't say a thing because he was
Gotcha.
talking. He was talking. To
Oh, he wasn't talking to you.
No, he wasn't.
Gotcha. You overheard this dumb conversation.
Yes.
Thank
you for saying.
Not dumb. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate conversation. Yeah, I was very like.
If I'm that guy, sorry. Depending on the time of day you catch me, there's a chance I'm going to tell that guy, no, it's not your gate.
Yeah.
Usually I'm
think
pretty
a little bit, you know?
Usually I'm, yeah, like, what are we doing here, man? Like,
Have you been to an airport before?
that's a good question. I don't know.
Is this your air? Yeah.
What if that was just so deep, though? You're like, well, I don't know. Is it?
and then that ends up being your seatmate.
I told no to, and
wait.
he ends up coming back. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yes, on board the aircraft, he was actually in front of me a row.
Oh.
Oh, so good for
Yes.
him. So he did find the gate.
He did find the gate. and this guy was telling this other guy who was trying to get his medicine, like his drugs. He's like, "No, man, sit down. It's okay. You don't need your drugs." And I'm like,
What?
I mean, I get it because the guy was holding up everybody else, but then he started
Oh.
drinking, and I'm just like, this guy is just a loony. So
Well, he probably had a few drinks before he got on the plane. So.
I assume so. He was Merry Easter to himself, I guess.
Yeah.
Or Happy Easter. It just he was having a happy Easter. There
At
you
least
go.
he figured out the gate situation. That's good.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
and-
who knows if he was even on the right flight, you know? Like,
well, no,
Well, I'd like to think he got on the plane.
I'm
so
pretty
yes.
sure. I
Yeah.
would hope
You know, the
that they
ticket
didn't
scan.
send somebody else on the plane.
Now, back in the day, that probably was an issue, but now, like, the fun scans, come on. Yeah.
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 But that would be the guy that does somehow get on the wrong plane.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Because didn't you hear about that thing, like that buddy pass situation? I think it was this
Oh, yeah.
last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally got on the wrong plane, has been in the lavatory, comes out. Like, that's a whole situation. But anyway, didn't
Yeah.
derail this conversation. But you do talk about it. Like, it can technically happen, but it's very hard to do that.
So rare, but it does happen. So yeah, I took the good old 717 out of there. I
Nice.
love
The Mad Pup.
Oh God, when it takes off, it is just glorious.
It is a
gets
roller
up there
coaster. I
so
love it.
quick.
Really makes you miss the MD-80s and the 90s.
Right.
So those who use Flighty, I love Flighty. It did let me know that I had flown that aircraft before, and I flew it back in like 2017. So I was like, I remember this flight. And I was going back to, I was coming back from Atlanta, going back to Valparaiso or destined for Walton Beach. And that was the flight before I actually went to Italy. So I was like, I remember when I last flew that flight. So Flighty, get it. I love it. I always knock on the aircraft when I go onto the aircraft, like on the outside of the aircraft, and the flight attendant was like, I see people do this all the time. Why do you do it? I'm just like, it's like, good girl. You got this.
I don't knock it. I pat it, though.
Yeah, there's
Pat it.
patting or knocking.
Always
gotta
gotta
touch
pat the
aircraft.
plane.
I'm a patter, not a knocker.
Oh, I
Yeah,
knock her.
me too.
I do it.
Yeah, you would be.
Right.
So, wait, we do not condone violence. So, but yeah, so just happen to let her know, like, that's kind of why people do it. It's like, good luck, or it's like, hey, you got this, good girl, you know.
Don't say that, but yeah, you got this, good girl.
The plane needs encouragement, guys.
Don't talk to the plane like Paige does. I'm not. I don't call it a good girl.
Or do. I approve.
At least not out loud. But yeah,
Again, with Delta, the flight attendants are always great, as always. I know.
apparently they don't know why you're knocking on the plane though. So are they really great if they don't know what you're doing?
Knock, knock, knocking on my airplane's door. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, are they really great if they don't know what you're doing by patting the plane? Come on.
All right. Let's see. What did else today? Oh, yeah. So the flight attendant that was coming through. This was an express flight. So really it comes down to everybody. They're only serving coffee, water, tea, and then there's the Biscoffs or the cookies and the Sun Chips. So they let everybody know that ahead of time. Premium economy were a little bit different because you get a free alcoholic beverage. So when we came through, I was in the second row of premium economy, and I could see her talking to every single person along the way, and they just did not listen, and they didn't tell her anything, and she had to go through the whole spiel. When she got to me, I literally said, hazy IP and both snacks. And she said, thank you. Because it's got to be...
Adama, you're such a good person.
Right.
I make their life easy, right? I just go ahead and tell them, if you're going to get a Coke or a drink, with or without ice, get the drinks. And if your coffee, black, like simple, yes, sugar, just make their life easy. I don't understand how it's so hard, but people
I don't
make it
either.
hard.
I don't think it's that it's hard. People just don't do their homework. I mean, we just know how it works. It's not that you listen. You just know how it works.
Yeah.
People just want to hear the options. They're like, it's like they're in it's no different than them sitting in a restaurant. That's just how they act like it. It's not that they're doing it wrong. They just don't know, you know?
Yeah, just make
You
their
don't
life
know what you don't know.
But good for you, Adama. You're a good person.
I am. I'm just saying.
I liked how you were like, I have my order ready.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, I think I already told you. I love the 717. Got up to 28,000 feet so quick, and just beautiful views out to Detroit. Got back to Detroit. Again, had to go to the other side of the airport again. But I was able to get into the lounge real quick before I got back on my CRJ 900 back to Omaha, which I had previously flown back in 2019 from Detroit to Omaha. So flew it again. It was more updated. This one, the CRJ 900, was more updated than the first one. I noticed because they had definitely fitted the inside a little bit better. It didn't have the squirrelies that were from, like the walls had squirrely little
The walls had squirrels?
The walls
There were
had
squirrels
squirrels.
on the wall.
You talking about squiggles?
Little squirrely squiggles, whatever you want to call
There
them.
were squirrels on the aircraft?
Okay, I give
Yeah,
up.
what is going on? They put like squirrel decals all over the side of the aircraft.
Yes.
Like, okay.
You do have trouble with words.
Yes, words are things. But this one was definitely updated, brighter inside. It was really nice. And with 15 minutes prior to the boarding, I did get upgraded to first class. So I was really happy about that. And
So did the squirrel.
yeah, the squirrel took a different flight. So, but all right. On that note, we'll be right back.
All right. Welcome back to the exit row with Paige, Adama, and yours truly, Justin. So there's been some recent developments with Paige.
I guess so, yeah.
If you don't know, if you're, for whatever, a new listener to the exit row, you haven't listened before, Paige has a just an infatuation with Southwest Airlines, specifically.
They're
Southwest
cute.
Airlines. Like, we're talking obsession, would you say?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Obsession is typically in a negative connotation.
Oh, no, it's not. No,
But
You're
I
not
would say obsession/addiction to Southwest.
they're my airline.
like Redway
No?
used to be, but it's no. I'm kidding. I just had to throw that in there.
So
If you
anyway,
knew,
Yeah,
you know.
if you know, you know.
So to lay some backstory here, you're going to Denver for your birthday for a day trip,
Yep.
and you emailed them. You got a request.
Yeah. So next Thursday, or I guess when this airs, this Thursday on April 11th is my birthday. Taking a day trip to Denver. You know, flying on your birthday.
'Cause why
What's
not?
better than that? Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly. And so I sent them an email about a month ago. Wanted to give them a little bit of advance notice, asking them if
How nice of you.
exactly. Please. Asking if it would be possible, at all possible, to put me on a special livery, because you know how Southwest is extra with a lot of things. You know, you see it on social media a lot. Unfortunately, I did get an email back from them, and the guy's name's Kevin. I don't exactly know who he is in Southwest, but he sent me an email back saying,
Southwest Kevin. Gotcha.
yes, yeah. But
Hello, Southwest Kevin.
Shout out Kevin for not making that happen, by the way. But
yeah, there's more to it.
But
So he sent me an email back because I did mention the podcast and my love of aviation, my aviation photography.
you spilled the beans
Yeah,
in the email. For sure.
exactly. Yeah, got to throw that weight around a little bit, try and get some leeway. And
Declared your love basically in the email for him.
yeah, exactly.
LUV love.
Yes, got to make that clear.
True.
Yeah.
Louvre.
And so yeah, they said not possible, but he was like, I love that you have that podcast. I love your love of aviation, you know, and the typical thank you for choosing Southwest.
Cease and desist letter, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please. You're a little bit creepy.
You're going to need to
Thankfully,
stay
no.
at least 20 feet away from all Southwest aircraft. Like a stalker.
I mean, thankfully not.
She's a squawker.
Like she can't be, people
Oh my
can't be
God.
within a school distance. She can't be within like 50 feet of a Southwest plane.
Oh my God. My heart would break. My world would be shattered.
Yes.
But luckily, that's not what you did receive. Anyway.
No, I received arguably the opposite of that. So I
So they
got
said you can come on the aircraft then.
basically encouraging me to come on the aircraft more by what they sent. But there's a little bit of a twist, which I'll get to. So before we went to the soccer game the other night, we got a surprise package, and you went and got it from the FedEx guy, and you said, "Oh, it's
You as in Adama. Me.
yeah, Adama." Yes, I'm looking at you.
Why is he
Yeah.
picking up your packages? I know you just go get
'Cause
it.
I was in the other room, and he was outside, and
geez, what a burden.
the FedEx guy came. He's like, "Oh, it's for you," and I'm like, "I didn't order anything," and so I pick it up, and it's very, very light, and I'm like, "Okay, what could this be?" I open it, and it's a rolled up, what looks like poster, and then two little like wrapped things.
Aggressively rolled, by the way.
Yes, let's make that clear.
Aggressively.
Yeah. And so I pull out this poster first, and I take the rubber bands off, and I start unraveling it, and I see what looks like the front end of California One. And I'm like, exactly. Yes, that was literally me. And so I see that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And immediately
This is true.
I
If anyone
knew.
knows Paige, like, yeah,
Yeah.
this became the thing. Like,
And so they knew where to send something to me, obviously, because when you send an inquiry to Southwest via email, you put in your Rapid Rewards number and your name so that, you know, they know what to link to your account. So they knew my address. And I knew why they sent this to me was because of my email. And yeah.
however, but did they mean to send it to you, really, though?
That's
Well,
the question.
I think they did, but maybe something a little bit different, because I'm unwrapping it and I see that a bunch of employees had signed it, and I see some messages.
So real quick, it's a poster of California One.
Yep.
And
It's California
You're
One.
basically losing your mind right now.
I was like, oh my gosh, they did this for my birthday, like, and stuff like that. And then
Greatest thing ever. Greatest thing ever. Greatest
I
thing
was
ever.
Like I think Paige actually like came out of her body for a
it
second
was an out of body experience. Yeah.
and looked at it.
Oh yeah, one of those OOB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had OOB.
One of those OOBEs. One of those out of body
Yes.
experiences. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I knew immediately why they'd sent that. And I was just so shook that like this happened to me. Like, cause you see Southwest doing all those nice things for people all over the internet and stuff like that. But I was like, oh my gosh, like I got this. But then Adama, you were like, hold on a minute. These aren't birthday wishes.
Luckily, you've got people in your life to bring you down a little bit. Not bring you down, but hey, maybe let's read what they said.
Yes, actually read
It could
what
be.
it says.
They could say, "Hey, please stop emailing us." Is what love, Kevin.
Thankfully not, but yeah.
Well, because you were super excited. Because
I was
it
so
said-
excited.
What were the 3 words you saw on there that made you think it was for us, for you?
Oh, because they had like a little bit of a nod to the exit row. They circled the exit row on the poster.
Can we
did-
see
you
it
did
so for
mention it.
video
Hold
for
on.
people
You
can
did
see?
mention it in the email.
Yeah. So here's the poster for all of you who are watching the video. Right here, they circled the exit row and said, "We'll save you the exit row." And immediately I knew, I was like, oh my gosh, that's because of the podcast, because I did mention the podcast in my email. But if you can tell, the messages don't exactly match up with birthday wishes.
Read them.
Yeah, well, let's read this one.
Wishing you both futures full of love.
Spelled LUV.
Yeah. Wishing you many years of happiness to come. Let's see. There's one over by the nose. Wishing you both a lifetime of happiness and love. And that, Adama, is what you pointed out to me. And I'm like, I went from pure excitement to like
Who's this other guy?
confusion. Like, and then they sent me, if you're watching the video again, 2 Southwest bag tags right here, which is awesome. But supposed to be for me and whoever I'm getting married to, supposedly. So
Yeah, I mean, this is gold. This is really great.
This is
Congrats on your special day, not your birthday.
Wishing you both all the love, LUV.
You know, it keeps referencing a second party.
yeah.
Is what this is doing.
And you know what I'm grateful for, though, is that they never put the names on here.
Oh, that would
See, that's what I'm
Like,
See, that's where I'm getting at. See, what I told you is that let's call him Steve. I hope Steve is sitting somewhere in, let's just say,
Phoenix.
Let's say Steve in Phoenix has also received a poster of California One, but it says "Happy Birthday, Paige" all over it by other employees.
right?
I hope to God that's happening. I hope to God. And that you
Please.
both have just accepted each other's posters.
I know, right?
He's like, it says "Happy Birthday, Paige" from Kevin, "Happy Birthday, Paige" from Isaiah. Like, who are these people? But yet you've got his.
Right.
That's what I hope, and I'm pretty sure happened, but not pretty sure, but hope. Definitely
Yeah.
hope.
But I mean, I still appreciate. I'm still gonna hang it up. It's the thought that counts. Like, I love that they
made it
even sent
better.
this to me.
That made it even better.
Yeah, I love that they even took the time to like send that to me. Like an airline sent that to me, so that's really cool.
So you're getting married. When is the big day?
When's a big day?
I guess it's in June at the top of the H when we're in LAX.
Oh,
Your registry is with Southwest Airlines, actually. Most
Yes.
people have it like maybe Target, Bed Bath & Beyond. Hers is with Southwest Airlines.
ooh,
Yep.
nice. Okay. What are you looking for? Anything specific?
Well, for one, maybe a second party to join in the wedding.
That's my main goal at this point. I'm like, who is it?
Hey, so guys, just letting you know, if you do come to the H Hotel during the 24-hour live stream of
For AVL,
for
Airline Videos Live.
Paige will be there, so you have your opportunity to doctor dating with the exit row.
But you got to be approved by Adama and Justin first.
There we go.
Exactly.
There is an application
There's a
process.
corridor you have to go through for this. Yeah.
An application process for sure.
Yeah, so apparently Southwest is my dating site now, and they're trying to get me married. So there's that. Yeah, it may be what it is, but I love it. I love the poster, and I'm grateful. So it's really freaking cool.
It's really thoughtful of them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. They went the extra mile and then went back about a half mile
Right.
all at the same time. It was cool. No, very cool when an airline goes out of their way to do anything. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so rare.
Even
Like
if it was the bag tags alone. Hey, it's something, right?
exactly.
But the fact that got passed around the office, it's a rather, like we showed if you see it on the video, it's not like it's a little picture frame picture. It's a large.
Big.
What is like 2x6?
It is a
It's-
long boy.
It'd be really cool to see all the special liveries.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
That'd be really, because obviously, like seeing that only makes you think that they've got all of them, right?
Yeah.
And,
do.
And you said this was the old California.
The 737-700 version of California One. Yep.
So there you go.
But just quick note to Southwest, just learn to fold the posters.
It may not have been their fault.
Learn to roll the posters. No, I mean no.
Don't roll flat.
Yeah.
It's a roll flat.
I mean, the box could have gotten squished in transport because they didn't have any protective things over the poster to.
You're just trying to
prevent it.
defend Southwest. We see what you're doing.
Hey, I'm just two sides to every story here. So
Yeah, there is. They tried to do a nice thing. And also thought you were getting married.
Yeah.
Two sides to the story.
Two sides of the story. That's
Hey,
all
shout out Southwest.
That's all the love
Exactly.
you're gonna get.
I guess.
All right. So that was really funny. Thanks, Paige, for the amusement. We love it. Let's
Here
go
all
ahead and talk
day.
about some news that we had recently and just a few short things to talk about. iAero shutting down, and we kind of like our charter flights, especially here in Omaha. We
Right.
recently had a few iAero flights and a few charters. I know Justin wanted to talk about it, but I know that College World Series, those who don't know, Omaha It's here every June.
Really?
No way.
Nice. That's awesome.
And we tend to get all those charters, and iAero used to be here a lot during.
They're definitely used heavily during it. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So, but Justin, you wanted to talk about.
Weren't they a combination? Like, weren't they merged with Swift? Isn't that right? Swift Air, weren't they?
Yeah.
Was
And
it iAero and Swift Air came together?
didn't
I
they
believe
buy
so, yeah.
Hillwood? I thought they bought Hillwood, or maybe Eastern just bought Hillwood. Somebody bought
Not
Hillwood
sure. I
recently.
I think what you just said, the latter of that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Eastern and Hillwood. But yeah, iAero and Swift, I remember merged.
Well, and it's kind of sad for me too because the very first time I went plane spotting here in Omaha, that very first day I caught an iAero, and that's one of my very first memories of plane spotting was iAero. So I'm kind of like,
That was only like a couple of years ago. I didn't realize that the first picture you ever took of a plane was literally 2021.
well, okay, legitimately going out there to
I thought you did
spot, but since 2017, I would just take pictures in the terminal
In the
of
term,
planes,
got-
but I never actually physically went out specifically for
You're a
plane
noob.
spotting.
You were such a noob.
I guess.
But yeah, charters. Let's talk charters for a little bit. So, like, college basketball season just ended. Not going to talk about it.
It's still going, but
No, it's over.
oh,
In Justin's world, it is
College
over.
basketball season is over. Yeah, technically it's still going on, but is it? Anyway, but so yeah, those charters are ending. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see who takes over those College World Series charters now. Because, like you said, IRO and Swift was basically 90% of them, if not all of them. Although, not going to miss the delivery from Swift
Yeah.
and IRO.
yeah.
I
They had an
mean,
interesting logo because it was that's what made me think of the Swift because they merged, but they also kind of merged logos, if I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
mistaken. But anyway, so college basketball charters I found interesting because if you don't know, during the regular season, basically it's up to teams to get themselves around. They'll organize their own charters, but then when it comes to the NCAA tournament, it is all transportation is taken over by the NCAA, and it's kind of funny. I just think it's funny that they use these airlines such as Allegiant and Avelo. I don't know. How do you
Breeze.
say it? Do you say Avelo? Avelo?
I say
I say Avalo.
Avelo.
I've been saying Avelo for not necessarily any reason. I just haven't really heard the right way.
I
You
will
know-
figure it out this year because I'm still trying to fly all the main lines this year. So I will get there
I
and
would
figure it
love
out.
to fly them.
Yeah, that'd be funny if they didn't say it on the flight and you just were left still wondering.
Could you please?
Right.
Welcome, like the big Q. Maybe it's the lowercase a. 'Cause
Yeah.
they are lowercase.
They are lowercase.
But anyway, for the NCAA tournament, majority of teams flew Allegiant. In fact, here in Omaha, we had for second round games, we had a plethora of Allegiant flights one day coming in and out.
Including the Raiders plane.
Yeah, the BYU
Yeah.
team, BYU came in on that Raiders special livery, which I thought was very odd. The BYU men's basketball team coming in on a NFL Raiders.
Right.
Right.
Just kind of things that don't make sense. But yeah, Creighton utilized Avelo, the lowercase a. They used them on the way out to Detroit, and then they took Allegiant back. But I just think it's kind of funny that they use these, airlines that don't exactly have massive fleets, but yet they're using well over half their fleet to use these charters. I've just always kind of found that a funny case because the UConn men's basketball team they flew out of New Hartford, I believe. leaving for
New
Phoenix.
Harvard. Okay, not New Haven.
Hartford, but they were leaving for Phoenix to go to the Final Four because that's what they do. But they had like an 8-hour delay. They had
Oof.
they had like a combination of 2 or 3 planes come in and have mechanical issues once they got there.
My goodness.
Like a second plane even came in, then had mechanical issues. They even flew an Eastern 767 in, and for some reason that had issues. And then there was
My
weather.
God.
There was weather on top of it all. It was just an interesting situation that I just was kind of following along on Twitter the other night. I think delays are insane. No one likes a long delay anyway, but let alone these massive 7-foot basketball guys that are delayed for 9 to 10 hours. But then
Right.
these 7-footers have to get on an Allegiant A320 and fly 5 hours to Phoenix. That couldn't have been fun for anyone.
No
That couldn't have
first
been fun.
class.
I always
Right.
just picture those big 7-foot basketball players just sitting in an Allegiant A319, just bunched right up against the seat.
Oh my gosh.
But word is they got there. But yeah, that was just a little charter news with me. I love sports charters. I just think it's fascinating how some of them work, how some of them don't. Because there's a couple of good Twitter accounts online that I follow that I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they find out. But supposedly, not every charter, it's not universal, but usually a 9,000 flight number is like a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
But then, of course, all the charters I look at, they don't start with a 9. So it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Right.
But anyway, that is a dead giveaway if you don't know. If you look at a flight number, it starts with a 9. Good chance it's a sports charter.
Yep.
But anyway,
So
sports news with Justin.
now we have New Pacific, which we all were trying to fly earlier.
Don't have New Pacific
this
anymore.
year. Will no longer be a thing.
They are Old Pacific.
However, they are going to be chartering. They're going to they still have a fleet, so they're going to try to charter people around. So good luck to them.
They
It
only
makes
had like 3 aircraft, and like 2 of them have been repossessed.
yeah.
So
right.
the one will be getting
Just
used as a
try.
charter. Yeah.
I mean, maybe we'll see that in Omaha. Maybe not. Maybe some cautious optimism there, but
Maybe we'll see. Maybe
Maybe they'll pick up
Series.
all 3 teams at once instead. And then they could use it.
I mean, hey.
That would be sweet.
yeah,
Um,
might be a nasty flight home if, depending on how those games went, but would be
That
cool
has
for
happened
us.
That has happened in the past. I remember Creighton did that once. They picked up a team en route to Hawaii. I always found that super, like, just the point you just made, because that flight back has got to be so weird.
Right.
yeah.
So weird.
Hey guys.
I mean, out there, we're
the
all friends.
losers.
Out there, all friends and whatnot. Coming back,
Right.
Maybe not. Yeah, because that does happen a lot more than I think people realize. I think teams do fly together, especially when it comes to sports like softball and lower income sports. If you
Yeah.
want to say.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, Major League Soccer, like up to like 4 years ago, they had to do some bargaining agreements. They only were allowed to fly 4 chartered flights a year,
Ooh.
and that was legs. So they were flying Delta, they were flying American.
That was the way the WNBA was. A lot of those players were paying their own way up until the last couple of years, actually.
Oh,
Wow.
I think about David Beckham getting on a Delta flight, like just
Right.
it just was like what. So, but yeah, New Pacific.
Rest in peace, New Pacific. Rest in peace, IARO.
peace.
Right.
So this week we had April Fools going on, right? And
Oh, shoot. That's right.
yeah,
I missed it.
there's quite a few interesting posts we saw recently. What was it? We saw that Annie Ann was going to be served on, was it Frontier or Southwest?
Yeah.
Yeah, JetBlue
And
wanted
then they
to
had
talk
a
about-
plane-shaped pretzel too in one of their pictures.
Yeah, there was
I
just
could see that being real, though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
we had what was it? JetBlue. They were going to serve Ann's pretzels.
Nathan's hot dog.
Or Nathan's hot dog. That's
Yeah.
right. With the hot dog cart. So
Yeah.
that was going to be their new cart.
Auntie Anne's only works if you're in a mall. Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
the only way I've seen it.
Me too.
You can only eat it if you're in a mall. Sorry. Doesn't count.
Simple Flying, the website, they actually said that they had grabbed a brand new A380, not a brand new, but they had grabbed a A380, and that was going to be their headquarters on the
Yes.
the River Thames there in London. So I thought that was kind of funny how they did that. So yeah, everybody had a lot of fun. It was kind of
So the Omaha Storm Chasers put out a tweet on
that's
X, a tweet on X and an Instagram post saying that TWA was going to be their sponsor on the jersey because all the sports teams nowadays, they've got big, ugly logos now in sponsorships.
Oh, yeah.
And they were saying TWA, Trans World Airlines, is going to be their sponsor. So well done by the Storm Chasers. I thought that was a nice deep cut.
Right.
That hit both of my interests, aviation, and because there's people out there literally on the comments saying TWA, they stopped operating years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
What? wait, does the Omaha Airport still exist? Like,
It does look really
Right.
cool on the jersey for what it's worth. It did look cool.
Yeah.
yeah. So it was fun. It was great to see everybody having a little bit of fun there. So
I kind of love and hate April Fools, to be honest. It's
yeah.
fun to watch, but I don't want one pull on me. No way.
no.
Right. Exactly.
No way.
And on that note, I'm going to pull us out of this segment, and we will be right back.
See you.
Ooh.
Welcome back, everybody. It's segment 3. And you know what time that means? It's time for Paige's Polls, Paige's Polls, Paige's
Polls.
Paige. Welcome
All
back.
right. So we had 2 polls this week. First poll is what is your preferred method of flying? And
Very well worded. Nice.
yes, kind of props to you on that one. And the options we had were turboprop, jet, and then we kind of got some comedy and silly goose vibes in our Pages polls this week. Spacecraft and fighter jet, and then why/any other method. So jet won 64%. Spacecraft came in second at 18%.
That was my
Fighter
vote.
I saw that. Fighter jet at 14%, turboprop at 5%, with a vote of 14, 4, 3, and 1. So poor turboprop.
Any write-ins? Did we have any write-ins?
We did actually. Matthew Garcia at MBG Aviation said hot air balloon.
Ooh, good one.
Nice.
Good one.
We're going back to the historic
Yeah.
days of flying.
You can still go by hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
You're not
could.
necessarily going to travel by hot air balloon, but there are.
It's
hot
more
air
of a
balloons.
scenic flight, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily going to go Salt Lake City to Boise on hot air balloon.
No.
It's like a bird's eye view.
Yes.
Have you ever been hot air ballooning?
No.
Neither have I. Adama?
No, but I've been to a balloon festival. Hot air balloon.
Me
festival.
too.
Wait, we went to one and they didn't have the balloons.
I know.
Anyway,
Much
moving on.
BS, but you know what? And then my mom actually chimed in at Pal's Mom 1. Fighter jet because I want a cool call sign like Ninja.
Hi, Pal's mom one.
Who's Pal's mom?
My mom.
Oh, Paige's mom. Hey,
That's
what's up?
my mom because that's my initials.
Paige's mom.
Yeah.
Paige's mom.
Paige's mom. How we doing?
Yeah. So she wants a
did she say again?
fighter jet so she can have a cool call sign like Ninja. And let it be known that both my parents voted for fighter jet. So
'Cause
that's
your
their
parents are cool.
yeah. That's their preferred method of travel.
Shout out Paige's mom. Shout out Paige's dad.
Thanks for listening.
Exactly.
Fighter jet mentality. What's up?
And then
Wait, but what's your favorite?
my
Yeah.
preferred
What's
method.
your preferred?
No, what's your vote?
I voted for jet.
I went spacecraft. What did you do, Adama?
I did not vote.
We'll vote right now.
Oh.
So this is aviation. It has to be aviation based.
Well, that is typically how you fly.
I
Yes.
was gonna say.
I mean,
is there any other way to fly?
You know, you could have done.
Are you just going Cape?
you could have been Superman. I could have been Superman. Like,
I mean,
I'm just
it's
saying.
aviation.
So again, there was
still.
write-in. So what's your favorite?
There is a
preferred
write-in.
method?
I
So
mean,
you go Superman.
because I was supposed to fly in a fighter jet my first time in at my first unit.
So
I
AKA,
would
your-
love to be in a fighter jet.
Answer was
Would love to be in a fighter
Yeah.
jet.
but preferred method,
Preferred method would be in a place that lets me fly.
spacecraft for sure.
Yeah. Anywhere that lets me fly.
I've been to the moon a
Exactly.
couple times.
But then we had jet set shirts with jet is higher, faster, quieter than a turbo, but we will always be in love with the sound of a Saab 340. So I agree.
Jet Set Shirts' comments are always,
Always.
so in depth.
Yes.
Exactly.
Always has something insightful for
appreciate
the
him for that.
podcast. Thank you so much.
The amazing support. I love it. Walker_Nixon. Anything fast, I yearn to go Mach 1.
Mach
I
1.
yearn to go Mach 1. Good vocab there, sir.
Good words.
Brian Weed had the same idea as Matt with hot air balloon. And then Tanner spots planes, fighter jet. It's fast, loud, and you'll look so cool flying over. Probably wouldn't be the comfiest
Gonna
though.
look so cool, dude.
Got my aviator shades,
Yeah.
leather jacket. Yeah.
Tanner, just going for the look.
Right.
Love it.
Love it.
Thanks, Tanner.
And so that's all we have for that one. Moving on to the next poll.
Numero dos.
Numero dos. Which would you rather fly long haul, Boeing 737 MAX or A321 Neo?
Meaning it had to be one of those two. All right.
Yes, and then I had a Y or preferred airline.
I can see where this is going.
Yeah, that happened definitely. So A321 Neo won at 64%, Boeing 737 MAX at 36%, with a vote of 16-9. Yeah, some responses were interesting.
Let me guess. People talked about the door.
Yes.
Speedbird 5280 said, "I want to live."
From Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's voting for the Neo.
Yeah. So Ocean Lines Rider said Alaska, better airflow and temp control. So that would be on the MAX. Real J Rosario said A321 Neo LR of TAP, 9 out of 10. So TAP Air Portugal
Nice.
for the
Nice.
airline. Evan with aviation, wide body aircrafts are more spacious and easy to move around. Definitely Fly
Shout out Evan.
United.
Shout out Evan.
Shout out to Evan.
And then Tanner spots planes again. Although I do want to fly Boeing, there's just something about the A321 Neo that's so beautiful.
Tanner, agree with
Yeah.
you. Yes. I'm a big A321 guy, especially the Neo.
And then he did also add preferred airline is Delta, JetBlue, or Aer Lingus.
Well, that's 3.
Get
Wow.
it, Delta.
Walker_Nixon, I would fly the 737. If the door falls off, I can use the money from a lawsuit to pay for college. That's
You know
fair.
what? That's her. There you go. Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah. Well done.
Michael Sharp says Southwest Airlines 737 MAX.
737 Max. Okay.
So I actually can't have valid input on this because I have not been on an A321neo. I've been on the A321, but not the neo. Only the 737 MAX with Southwest.
I mean, you're going to vote for the 737 MAX just because of Southwest. Let's just be honest.
There's that. However, if I am going long haul, the JetBlue Mint Suites, which AVL covered a video on that on their way back from JFK, seeing the suites, which are lay flat.
They are epic, by the way.
Yes, lay
They
flat
are.
beds. And I'm like, okay, if I were flying long haul on a narrow body aircraft, I would want something like that. So,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
yeah, not just a standard.
No,
seat,
those Mint
so.
Suites are legit.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can also take that to Amsterdam. You can take that to.
Yep. And I think, are they going to Ireland now?
I think they are
I
open.
think it's in the works.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I think they're losing their slot to Amsterdam because Amsterdam's
Yes.
getting too full, so they have to find a new spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justin.
Yeah.
Which one do you choose
Which one?
as Iowa women win?
A321neo, for sure. Yeah.
A321 Neo. Even though I am
I'm just a big fan of the A321, so definitely the Neo.
even though I'm a Boeing guy day and day, I actually do like the 321 Neo. So I would.
I think it's a
actually
sleek
choose that one
looking
over-
aircraft.
Oh
very
yeah.
sleek. I like the engines better
absolutely.
on the Max because of the perforations,
Yes.
So beautiful.
but I like the Neo as an aircraft more in general.
Yeah. So, I guess it's hard for me to have an input on that because I've only been on the Max. But I would probably choose the A321neo with JetBlue, knowing because I've flown with JetBlue and just in economy was amazing. So I would fly them in their Mint Suites. I think if I were to go long haul.
Well, yeah, everyone would fly their Mint Suites.
Well,
if they had
yeah.
a choice,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, but they also
pretty
have
obvious.
amazing entertainment in all their aircraft. So
You're just flying it because Rudy flew it.
both Rudy and Kevin flew that one, by the way. But yes, I saw that video and I was like, you know what? This is premium.
Rudy looked so good in that Mint Suite.
Oh my God, Justin.
Paige is a fan of Rudy, guys.
Y'all are the most ridiculous, okay?
I'm just saying that you're a fan of Rudy. That's we're fans of AVL.
Yes.
Okay, Paige. Let's talk about no-liner.
How do you pronounce it?
Well, I say Nolanor. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct. And
So we don't know.
So we don't know
apologies
Avalo,
ahead of
and we
time.
don't know no-liner.
So because they are kind of my besties here.
Another airline that you just message all the time.
Yes. I have a certain relationship with Nolanor, by the way.
However, didn't they recently even say you directly in a post
Yes.
this one is for you?
Yeah, they
Really?
So they posted Thick Boy, the best tug ever, which is going to segue into this next segment.
You
about
and your
Nolanor.
relationships with inanimate objects is incredible.
But they posted a picture of Thick Boy and they said, "This one's for you, almost spotter Page." And I was
Really?
like, "Oh,
Wow.
yes!" And it was a beautiful sunset picture of Thick Boy, and I just was brought to tears. It was amazing. So then I couldn't help myself but go and get some Thick Boy stickers from their store. And if you're watching the video right here, Thick Boy stickers. And with that, they also sent me complimentary stickers of their aircraft. So they're Nolanor, their basic standard liveries, and then their OWG special livery.
Yeah, what is that livery? Is that another airline? What is that? What is the OWG?
So OWG, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is their sister airline kind of, or who they. I don't know if code share is the right word. I would have to look up specifically, but I know they have the Montreal Alouettes special livery in those same colors as well. So
Montreal Alouettes. Really? The CFL team?
yeah,
Weird.
yeah, they have a special livery. They
Is
have
this a
a
Canadian airline?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Nolanor is up in
had no idea.
Mirabel, I believe. And
I
so,
had no idea.
yeah.
I thought this was over in Europe or something.
No, they're in Canada.
So OWG, just so you know, Fact checking. OWG stands for Off We Go. It's a Canadian virtual airline division of charter airline Nolaner.
Off Wago.
Okay.
It's Off Wago in Canada.
Off We Go.
Off Wago.
Yep. So yeah, that's kind of like their special livery devoted to that. And then they have the Montreal Alouettes special livery as well in the same colors. So yeah, they sent me a few complimentary airplane stickers, and I got my Thick Boy stickers because Thick Boy is just the cute tug ever. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Love it.
So shout out Nolanor because they're one of my besties.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know if I have an airline bestie. I don't know what that means, but yeah. I guess I need to be emailing airlines more, huh, Paige? I guess,
Yes.
apparently it works out in the end.
That's how you get free.
I want,
Gotta
American
network
to send. I
yourself.
want American to send me a poster saying, "Sorry about the divorce." Something
Oh,
weird, something
ooh.
weird, something random like Paige got. Sorry on the divorce. Brighter days ahead.
Fly.
Oh
yeah.
God.
So Adama, we got to talk about you for just a second before we go.
Oh.
You got something coming up?
Oh, that's
don't want to
Yeah,
talk
you
about that.
do.
Sorry, my
guess
bad. You don't
we
want
can
to talk about
it. Hey, so I am.
I mean, we're an aviation podcast, and you do have a travel coming up, so
Yeah.
talk about it, brother.
All right. So, real quick, gonna talk about I am.
Is he really not going to mention this?
Right?
I wasn't thinking about it, so
He travels so much, he literally doesn't even think about
I
it.
don't even
No.
remember.
What a
anymore.
life that would be to live.
Ah.
You know.
Yeah, he's incredibly. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Hey,
I wish
all
I
right.
could understand.
So tomorrow I'm
Glad I brought this
leaving. So by the time that you guys hear this podcast, I will be on the solar eclipse flight. So first off, I'm headed out to St. Louis tomorrow. Going to go through Chicago from Omaha. True.
Midway. You
True,
didn't mention that.
No, American.
You said you were going through Midway, I thought.
No, that's a different.
The way
Every
back.
time I'm going. So I'm taking American from Omaha to Chicago down to St. Louis. Going to stay 2 days in St. Louis, and then I'm going to go fly from St. Louis to Houston Hobby with Southwest Airlines, since they are doing a solar eclipse flight. I bought this about 3 months ago, and now it's finally here. So I'm going to go up,
Nice.
be up in the air, go
yeah.
watch the solar eclipse. So I'm kind of excited about doing that.
Yeah, you should be.
And then I land in Houston Hobby, and then I'm going to stay at the airport for 3 hours, and then take American out to Dallas, spend the night in Dallas. I'll be spotting at DFW finally for the first time on Tuesday, and then I'll fly back here to Omaha.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot. It's a Friday, guys. So
Yeah, you struggle on these Fridays for whatever
I know,
reason.
right?
Even though I work longer hours, but not gonna mention that. It is what it is.
I'm
Some
just
of us
glad it's the
are
weekend.
some of us are better than others. Apparently, at
you know
talking.
what? Okay.
I'm over here having to remind him he's flying tomorrow. My God.
Right?
God, it's a flying podcast, right? No.
Yeah.
So by the way, to put it all on topic, have you packed yet?
Oh no, and the flight
course
leaves
not.
in 8 hours. So
We got to get going.
yeah. So, but on that note, let's go ahead and do the handle train. Paige, it's your turn with.
This is a great segue into the handle train, by the way. This nice little beat. But you can find me at Oma Spotter Paige on Instagram and my travel buddy Adventures with Aileron.
And Justin, where can we follow you?
At spotting.omaha.
And you can follow me at Photography by Adama D. You can also follow us at The Exit Row Pod on Instagram. Please like, subscribe, share us, and enjoy what we're doing right now with the podcast. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in 2 more weeks.
See you later.
Heck yeah.